Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are live for Best of the Rest. We're here slightly later than usual, but big up to everybody who's here, regardless. And we're here, man, to talk all things football. International break is over. Thank God for that. You know what I'm saying to you now? Club football is on the horizons. We've got man like Nigel, Englishman from Tunnel TV. What are you saying, brother? You good?
Oh yeah, now my people, it's your dark-skinned man from the motherland. If you didn't know before, tonight you go understand. Big up the chat, smash the like button. Thank you, Syed, for having me on the show, man. Let's chop it up, bro.
Yeah, man. Big up, man. Big up, man. Deputizing for Premsy, but big up to Premsy as usual. Got a man like Carefree Lewis as well in the building. What are you saying, man? You know what I mean? You got allegations for other people today, I'm hearing. What's going on?
Yeah, it looks like we're not the only club going down to the championship. But scaremongering aside, it's been a peaceful international break. Just been taken as a little holiday, and I look forward to hopefully smashing Newcastle on the weekend. Just please build on
Yeah.
the form that we've had over the last 2 weeks. This international break came at the worst possible time for us. It's great to be back on.
Yeah.
Big up, my guys.
Big up, man. Big up, man. We got Patrick in the building, man. You probably came back on the worst day because why? There's a lot of talking going on today, man. We have to find out what's going on with your club today. Allegations.
from
Aye.
from oh oh eight, by the way, 08. So like, yeah, I don't know. I think
Hey, I want my League
Allegations
Cup
are
back.
allegations, bro.
I think
Allegations
it's a
are
slow
allegations.
international. It's a slow day in football, as you can see, when they're bringing up allegations from '08. So yeah, man. But it's all good. I'm here. People will be happy to know they've been asking for a whole year. Chatty Patty pods are up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Regular
Big that.
content.
Love that.
As you can see, I've even
Finally,
put it in the banner. So
finally.
yeah, fine. I know.
Finally,
Trust
yeah.
me. No matter people that have
Only
been telling me to put
184
up
years. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It's
literally, it's
crazy.
been a whole year. So yeah, everyone that's here, please go over to my channel, subscribe, watch the video. Really helped me. Just started already on about 400 subs, which is amazing. Road to 500,
Oh,
and then
man.
it came. But yeah,
Big
so
up.
happy to be here, and it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. So let's do it.
Yeah, man. Big up to everybody here, man. Make sure you hit the like button on the video. That'll be helpful. And let's get straight into it, man. We just got some breaking news about less than half an hour ago. Premier League clubs have voted against a ban on clubs loaning players from within the same ownership group. It means Newcastle can sign players on loan from PIF-owned clubs, and the same for other clubs like Crystal Palace with Lyon and similar situations. Um, let's start off with you, Lewis. Are you bothered? Are you kind of like asked anyway? What are you saying to this? Because it caused a lot of uproar online. You know what I mean, in terms of whether it would kind of impact the Premier League and the. I don't know, man. It's weird to kind of say the Premier League is a moral kind of company because at the end of the day, everyone's got bare dodgy stuff going on in it. You get me? So, where are you in
Morals
terms
in
of
football.
yeah morals
Don't
in
joke with
football?
that one, bro.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly, man. What are you saying, man?
I don't know what they're even like. Everything I've seen in the news for the last week or so has just been moaning about the most irrelevant stuff, like
Yeah.
cheating behind the scenes when I think literally every club's doing it. And now we're trying to stop feeder clubs. This is what we're doing. Now, half the Premier League has feeder clubs. Like me personally, as a Chelsea fan, great. We can keep doing our business with Strasbourg and hope and continue our plans on getting a Portuguese club. But we're not the only club that has feeder clubs. Lots of them have them in the Premier League. Nottingham Forest, for example, Man City as well. So it was never going to go through in the first place. Like it was pointless even trying to drag this one out. Like half the Premier League is feeder clubs, but that's why I don't get why it's even a topic. It's like everyone's moaning for the sake of moaning in football nowadays. It's just ridiculous.
Remember, you used to have Vitesse back in the day. You know what I mean? I don't know if you got any
Oh
players
yeah, I
from there.
remember contest. That's
Yeah,
heritage.
Vitesse. You know what I mean? We don't really have a club that we kind of, you know what I mean, do that sort of stuff. But I mean, Nigel, man, what are you saying, bro? What's your kind of thinking on this one, bro?
Uh, to be honest, nobody's a football fan again. Everyone's a politician, a lawyer, an
Yeah.
accountant, all these things, bro. Like, I just want to enjoy my team play football. I don't care if was it a red card, was it offside. That's what I want to discuss, not who's getting charged, if buts or maybes. Like, so this particular thing, I just don't understand the banning of situations. I guess this all people brought this to light because of Ruben Neves' situation potentially going to
Yeah.
Newcastle. Like,
Newcastle.
if it was Mbappe, maybe we'll be having a different discussion right now. Ruben Neves from freaking Wolves to Newcastle. Is that really what's gonna to blow this thing out of the water? If Mbappe went from PSG to Saudi and then Arsenal got him on loan for 6 months, then we can start ringing the alarm bells. But this ain't it. I think it was a stupid thing to take to court or whatever they did. At the end of the day, let clubs move how they move in it. Let's just get back to the football. I think maybe I'm also just tired about international football. I want to see clubs play again. Maybe that's also it. Who knows?
Yeah, it's a lot of politics, man. Everyone wants to moan in it, but at the same time, it's like I think obviously Newcastle's now the golden team in it in terms of like they've got the money in it. They basically hit the lottery, and obviously other clubs are jealous in it because they're thinking, hold on a minute, if we want to go and get players, we can't go and we have to specifically buy players as well. These guys can loan it for 6 months and get Champions League football, maybe win a trophy. You know, that's where I think teams are coming from in that regards. But at the same time, you know what I mean? Go get.
Just gotta keep crying. If we're being real about it. Like football's all about loopholes. All these billionaires have got loopholes coming out of their arse. Pause. Like, let's be real. Just gotta stop crying about it and get on with it. This is like when what was it? That whoever runs Liverpool, John Henry or whatever his name is, the guy came in to the UK not to try and sort the Caicedo deal, but to moan about us to the Premier League. Like, handle your business.
No
you
way.
couldn't afford him. It is what it is. Don't come to business with the big
Bridge
dogs.
and all sorts.
Yeah, they're like, oh, he's coming to handle the Caicedo and Lavia transfers. No, he's not. He's coming here to snitch. That's what it's all about now. I believe all this stuff is just because the international breaks on and there's nothing to talk about. Let's just throw allegations left, right, and center about things that aren't even really going to lead to anything. Like us, for example, we could be getting relegated. Okay, cool. I'd put money on the fact that that's not going to happen. We'll get a points deduction at worst. And if we get a points deduction, fine. It was worth it. It was worth it.
Why don't we ever wait till them times where something has actually happened? It's all ifs, buts, and maybes right now. When they say City have been relegated, I'll be on streams chatting about it, talking this, that. I can't believe they did it. But till then, nothing has happened. We both know that Chelsea and Manchester City cannot get relegated. That's the reality here. There's too much money in it. So let's discuss what the penalty is when it happened.
But that just shows you what it does in it. It creates drama in it. That's the reality of everything in it. You spread a rumor. It's like a fire. You spread that fire, and it just goes everywhere in it. Then we're talking about it when we probably want to talk about other football. Everything becomes a thing to talk about. Like that's how football is now, man. You know what I'm saying to you? So with this situation here,
first.
Yeah. Who could get the click first? And obviously, there was a situation where, you know, they were talking about it. I don't think it was ever a possibility. I don't think Newcastle probably wanted to go to Saudi Arabia and go and get Neves back. You know, now Neves is saying that he wants to stay and stay with Al Hilal. So, obviously, teams are getting threatened. Teams didn't want Newcastle to be taken over. Teams wanted to block that move anyway because of, let's say, human rights issues and whatnot, etc. So there's always going to be an ulterior motive for me with every club, man. So I think these clubs are just jealous, man. You know what I mean? They're jealous. And you know what? It is what it is. Go and get your money up, man. You know, go find a situation of going buying players. Simple as that, man. If there's a situation where teams have been in favour, now you got to realize Crystal Palace. I don't know how. It'd be interesting to know which clubs were in favour of that move as well. It'd be interesting to see that, man.
Probably just whoever doesn't have to feed the club.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true as well. Patrick, what do you think?
I don't know. Do you guys have one? Does Arsenal have one?
No, I don't think. No, actually, no, they don't. No, they don't.
It might have been you lot. It might have been you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
Moving on still.
I see because Kendall put a post out, so I asked her, does she have any information about who would have voted yes and no? Because I'd love to see who would have voted yes. I don't know if that's going to come out, but yeah, I'd love to know, man.
Next international break, maybe, Pat.
Yeah.
There's
nothing to talk about, isn't it?
In March.
But, you know, I mean, to be fair, every big club, like every big six club, every top club does take the piss out of smaller clubs. It is natural. And you will typically see, like Liverpool, essentially Southampton was their feeder club for a couple of years. You see clubs doing business with the same sort of clubs year in and year out. But I don't know, man. I'd love to see, like I said, who voted yes or no. I just think it's much ado about nothing. The bigger clubs are always going to find a way to kind of, you know, bend the rules and do things in their favor until things are essentially black and white. Like, this is what you can do, this is what you can't do. At the end of the day, when Newcastle, the Premier League allowed Newcastle to be bought by, the state, Saudi. So when that happened, you kind of knew these things were going to happen as well. If they have voted it in then, why are they now worrying about this? It's kind of, and like, yeah, with all due respect, Ruben Neves is a good player, but he's not a game changer. He's not a needle mover. He's not someone that's going to, my God, this guy's going to essentially guarantee Newcastle win the league or get top 4. It's much ado about nothing, in my opinion. So I don't know, man. I don't know. But I do think some of the clubs now, we are in a culture where people just love to moan. Every single decision, like, you see managers moaning about stupid things, clubs moan about stupid things. We make podcasts, not us personally, but there's podcasts out about everyone just wants to moan about something. So we live in a culture now where everyone has a voice and an opinion and everyone's moaning about something. And let's just move on, man. There's much more important things to worry about than that, in my opinion. So 13 clubs 100%. Voted. Sorry, put that back. Sorry, put that back.
Yeah.
13 clubs voted for the 10th block. So what's the cut then in terms of how many yes and no?
I think it had to be 14.
Oh, okay. So it had to be unanimous. Okay.
14 or 15.
So a lot of clubs voted against it then.
Yeah.
It's quite a lot, man. That's 13 out of 20 is actually a lot.
But you see the players that go to Saudi, let's be real. Like, if you're making the decision to go to Saudi, you're done.
You're done.
And let's be real. There's no amount of money any of these European teams are ready to offer you that can get you back to Europe, in my eyes. So I don't get why this rule needed to happen anyway, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
As soon as you go Saudi, you've sacrificed your career for the bag, essentially.
Literally.
Literally.
Yeah.
You can't pretend you're competitive a year later. Come on.
I don't know how much Neves will make in the 2 years and then come back. Gabriel Viega's another one. How much is he gonna make before he says, "Oh, you know what? I want to go back to"? Because he's only 20.
Wait, is he gone Saudi?
Yeah,
he's gone Saudi.
No, Vegas is. Oh man.
Yeah, man. He was linked with Chelsea, man. He was linked with Chelsea.
He was linked with a lot of big clubs.
Yeah, man.
He had a good under 21s in the summer, so a lot of clubs are looking at him. But yeah, he went Saudi, man.
Yeah, so and obviously he's not even really playing regularly for Al Ali. He's not playing regular football. He's
go to Saudi to chop bench.
Listen, he's chop bench. You're getting the same money though. So,
yeah, but still, the pay is actually. You're right.
Yeah, the pay. Yeah, imagine that. Yeah, you don't really not in favour with the manager, and then you're just getting money just to take part and just come off the bench here and there, flex a little 20 minutes here and there. That's what he's really doing. So. When you actually deep it, man's winning it in life, man. But obviously, there'll be a situation where I reckon, as much as I think the money's there and a lot of footballers will go there, I think a lot of footballers will realize that in terms of competition as well, you don't have to go now in it. You could go later on in your career. I don't see it as a thing like China. Like China was a quick money scheme. This one looks a bit more sustainable. This one looks a bit more,
they're ready to keep unloading money in there. They're ready, bro.
They'll test once they get Salah in the summer. I think that will change. They go get Salah, and they go and get a bona fide world-class player coming in. Because I think so far, has there ever been a world-class player that's gone to Saudi Arabia? I think not really.
Ronaldo, what are you talking about? Ronaldo,
Benzema. If you want to class it,
Benzema, yeah. Cristiano Ronaldo.
Are we just rushing up Ronaldo?
Are we just ignoring N'Golo?
Ronaldo's not world class though. I wouldn't say Ronaldo's a world class player right now. Obviously, he's amazing, the best.
But he's a world class brand. He's a world class brand though, so that works in the
world class brand. He is definitely, but he's not a world class player. Like Ronaldo in most clubs, top clubs will make them worse, in my opinion.
CR7. Let us know if Ronaldo's still world class, because I think he's a world class finisher, but as an overall player, would you say he's a world class player?
No,
Neymar still, to be fair, Neymar's still world class.
But Saeed, when you look at Ronaldo, you got to look at the whole package. It's a world class package that's going to Saudi. So what that's going to bring is all his fan base. So regardless of his playing,
not Neymar. Neymar's not world class. You might have moved
mad. No, he's not.
He's injured too much.
He's not world class.
No, that's crazy. That's what I'm saying. So you're saying Ronaldo's world class, but then you're not saying
No, I'm saying they're both world class brands, but not world class players.
I would take Neymar's
Nah,
always
man,
injured.
Neymar's still
Like,
world class.
imagine paying that much for Neymar, and you literally get him for 10 games a season. Literally, like the guy's always out.
Ah, Neymar's still world class, man.
As soon
Guys,
as he
come
left
on, man.
Barca, he lost his world class tag for me, bro.
Nah, come on. He
You know,
was,
Nah, bro. No, but okay, keep it 100, guys. For him, for the PSG thing to make sense to any of you on this panel, he had to win the Champions League, or he retired when he left Barca. As far as I'm concerned, no one's rating him for anything he did in PSG.
That's what Hazard's clear.
No. You can still be a world class player without winning.
And won the Champions League.
So many players.
You had to throw that in there.
How many players in the past have not won trophies of that amount? Yeah, still be considered a world class player. Come on, man. You know what I mean? Like Matt Letizia for me was unbelievable. You know, back in the day, would anybody say
world class? I don't lie. No one said he was world class.
I don't know. Maybe in that time people were saying he was world class. Who knows? That's a different era.
Bro, he couldn't even get an England cap, bro. Stop it, bro. He weren't world
that
class.
must have been politics, though. There's no way Letizia couldn't play for England. That is mental.
Come on,
nah. This is real talk. That's real talk. Still,
there's so many players where you can say they never win they never won the highest caliber trophies. It's like now, yeah. You know what? That's a perfect segue now, yeah, to go into Saka. There's a lot of questions around Saka, yeah. Is he world class?
No,
and he's not world class.
No,
he's not world class.
Are you asking or are you making a statement? Which one is it, Said?
He asked and
well, I don't know, man. Speak up then, innit? Speak up. You think he's world class? You think Saka's world class?
Nah, to be honest, I know a lot of my fan base are gonna kill me for this, but for me, if we happen to win the league last season, I wouldn't allow anyone talk reckless against that world class tag. But the fact that we didn't, I still think we need to wait till what he does this season to determine it. Because for me, world class, the way you can speed up the world class tag is the level of major honors that you win in a short period of time, or you have like 2 or 3 seasons back to back of quality performances. For one season, for me, you can't get the world class tag. I need to see it back to back. And if he does it again this season, I think we'll be having a lot of different discussions at the end of the season, because he's done so many things. Like he's proved it on the world stage, the Euros for Arsenal. He's carried us on our back. But for me, not world class yet. End of this season, if I see them same similar numbers, I think we'll be having a different conversation. But not yet for me, anyway. It's close though.
But the thing is, I don't know what Arsenal fans want to put him in that pressure. Like, I don't know why they put him in so much pressure. Like, he's developing still. I don't think his game has even got to levels of what it can be. I think he's a top player. I think he's a top player, man. He's got goals. He's got assists. He makes a team better. He's a player that can fit in multiple systems. You put him in Man City's team, he can fit in there. You put him in Man United's team, he can fit in there. Chelsea's team. He's a player that can fit in most systems because he's that good.
Because we're starving, Saeed. We've been starving for years. What do you expect now? We've been starving, hungry. We got to cling on to the star boy. That's the reality. He is a star boy. I think he's the best English player in England. I think. In England, remember?
Wow.
In England,
okay.
Wait, best English player
in England that plays in the Premier League. You see how I chose my words wisely there.
It's very, very smart. Very smart.
You can take that. That's Cole Palmer, but yeah, that's fine.
Wow, Cole Palmer.
Hey, my whole thing is to be world class. You need the trophies, and my guy's got a treble in it. So
you were calling for Thiago Silva in the best 11 this season, so I ain't mad at you, bro. Keep doing your thing.
Yeah. So someone's got to pop the Chelsea in it. No one else will.
Do you think though, being in the Champions League this year, if he gets you far as he can, you know what I mean? It's like Phil Foden. Would anybody class Phil Foden as world class player?
I'll let the panel answer this first before I say anything.
No, I wouldn't. I think he's a top player. But I don't think he's world class. For me, he doesn't get in the Man City team enough to warrant a world class tag. Man City is obviously the best team in the world, and if he was world class, he'd be starting in that team week in and week out. I do think he's an amazing player. Don't get me wrong. Same with Saka. I didn't really answer anything on the Saka. I think Saka's a brilliant player. I used to get onto him and always say he was overrated. But last season, he showed me that he's not overrated. He is at the level that a top player should be at. But I agree with Niger in the sense of he's only had one standout season, which was last year. Before he's always been good, don't get me wrong. Last year he was amazing. Yeah, that was standout. Like there's no one that can deny how good he is now. If he does it again this year, next year, 100% world class. But it's too early because players can have an amazing season and kind of dip. So far, even though people are saying Saka started slowly, the numbers are still there. The performances may not be as good, but the end product is there, man. So far, he's on the right track. He's on the right track. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Take this off now.
Listen, man, take this off. Yeah, you know what? Let me take this off, man.
here.
Please. He's not world class, man. He'll never be world class, mate. You know what I'm saying? I'll just say right now, man. Nah, man. Never. Because you know what it is? You can't be you can't do it at 26. It's 26 now, yeah, which is still
swear down. He's 26.
It's 26 now.
No,
he's not
Rashford ain't
26 to me. Yeah, he's 26. Yeah, man. I just don't think he has the fundamentals right now to become a world-class player. He's so inconsistent. I think his overall game as well. For me, it's the overall game as well. When you're not playing well, have you got an overall game? I don't think Rashford has that. He's got goals, don't get me wrong. Like, there's players that are world-class goal scorers, and maybe I could say that he may become a world-class goal scorer, but I don't think in terms of overall player, I don't see it, man. I don't see it. You know what I mean?
I hear it.
I've watched him for all my career, and he's been inconsistent far too long. You know,
but the annoying thing with him, with Said, the annoying thing with him.
Have we ever considered Sterling world class? I
have. I think 18, 19. Yeah,
I haven't. I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't.
There was a period where he was.
No, I don't think so.
I think, mate, the season. What was it? The season. Aguero's last season. I think.
Oh, 2021.
Nah. What?
Nah. The year before Aguero left. Yeah, the year before Aguero left, I was giving him that tag, but he was doing madness.
Okay. You know what?
1920. That would have been the year after. I hear it.
Yeah, that's one as well. I listen. I think Sterling gets so much disrespect in it. I don't know what Sterling could do. Like, I think Sterling's CV, when you actually deep it, like, it's madness. You know, when you look at his assists under Guardiola, when you look at his assist. Starting for, I think he gets so much disrespect, Sterling, man. I don't know what it is, man. People will never give Sterling his flowers for some reason. They'll always say something bad about him. I don't know what it is.
Because the media's been on his ass since day one. Even from back in the Liverpool days, they've always been on him. And it's also because he's a streaky sort of player. Like, he'll come into games, he'll come out of games. I've only started to see him have consistent 90-minute games for us now, but he'll be one of those guys who gets you a goal and an assist, and then we'll have one or two bozo moments, and then people will just remember the bad moments. But in reality, his numbers speak for himself. Second highest goal scorer in every one of Guardiola's title wins. So he was a key part in every single team. He's got the third highest dribbles in the Premier League since 2009-10. It's only Hazard and Zaha that have more than him. So he's still levels above everyone in the league on that. So, yeah, he's still a quality player. It's just because he's streaky that people are onto him.
I don't get the disrespect, man, because the CV is mad.
190 goals. That's more than Ian Wright. Has he got more goals than Ian Wright? What? That's crazy.
Nah, that's the caveat is, when did the Premier League come into fruition? Because Ian Wright,
these are Premier League
goals. That's true.
Don't throw that one.
Also, now, I'm not an Arsenal fan.
You can't even put Sterling and Ian Wright in the same.
He's got a golden boot that they don't talk about because it was in the first division. You get me? But whatever, innit?
Also, these forwards now are kind of strikers when you deep it. Like, they kind of the inside forwards, innit? The inside forwards. So you can
Sterling, Son, all these guys are basically strikers, essentially. You know,
strikers, basically. Yeah. Salah is another one. He's a striker, basically. You know. Yeah. He's another one that you kind of assume in that one, man. So, listen, man, I look at it here, and I think for me, Saka, don't get me wrong, top player, but to become world class, he needs a couple of years. But I don't understand why Arsenal fans are putting the pressure on him. Why do they want to? Because I see it online, and maybe social media is the worst place to find it, but they just want to put it on like he's world class. Like, let everyone know he's world class. Like, let him play. Let him just be the player he is. But then that's boring, isn't it? That's boring.
Our fan base, we are irrational. Everything we do is just madness. Everything we have. I've seen certain Man U fans after first 2 games of Anthony singing his praises. Like, we're all mad on social media. Let's be honest.
Who's that? I want to find them. I want to find them, man. You see,
there's only a few real ones nowadays. You get me?
There used to be a space there, and that was an Anthony poster there. Back when we first signed him, I thought, you know what, man, let's go and get that player and let's see what he's about.
Mount poster.
Nah, no Mount as well, man. Forget that, man. No more scrubs, man. We've got to be certified players, man. Right
TLC thing,
yeah, man. Right now, there's not many certified players that can play. at the
Might as well
highest
just
level,
get a
man,
legend up there. Get a picture like Rooney or something. Or Rio.
But even Mudryk, there's not much faith in him. When you look at wingers now, yeah, you know
I'm
what I
just
mean.
throwing Mudryk out of nowhere.
You know, random
I'm
as
just
well.
saying, like,
I don't know, where did that come
Said
from?
violence.
I was like,
I'm
yeah,
saying,
Mudryk's
violence.
trash. What are we saying?
No, but you know the standard of wingers here. Is it getting better, or do you reckon you have to be careful now with spending money on wingers? Because I think for me,
Can I just
I've
say
got
something,
PTSD.
Si? Just a quick
I've
one.
got PTSD.
I think that wingers are getting coached out of the flair and the spontaneous and like even if you look at Grealish now, Grealish was so
Preach,
good when
bro.
he was at Villa. Don't get me wrong, he's still a good player, but everything now is so rigid and so structured. So you're not going to see like a young Neymar or a Ronaldinho anymore because a coach is like, you have to stay on the line, you have to do this, you have to do that. It's so system based now that you kind of don't see that winger type of like a young Ronaldo. You're not going to see that anymore, unfortunately. So.
But Patrick, you say that, yeah, and I started to buy into all the Man City fans telling me about Grealish's role in the team. It's to get the ball rolling. And I was fully locked into that mindset. But then I saw Doku just not there, bro. He just disregarded everything, started dribbling man one-on-one. I'm thinking, so what's Pep telling him that he's not telling Grealish? Like, what's going on?
It's a good point.
That's what it confused me. But Saeed, you're right in terms of. And Patrick, you are right. Predominantly, the instructions that these wingers are getting given now is to be in the right position, contain the play, rather than just like if you isolate your man, just do what you want in it. Like, so you make the decision. And I think Ancelotti was talking about how he's kind of allowed Bellingham to just express himself a bit more because he doesn't want to restrict him in terms of what his capabilities are. And more managers need to think like that.
Yeah, they do, man. I think they do, man. But at the end of the day, it's so system based now. It's gonna be difficult, man. You know what I'm saying to you? So you're gonna have to track back. You have to do this, and you have to, there's no element of flair in it, and that's the situation right now we're dealing with, man. You know, so maybe the game might come back.
All that
press,
shit.
yeah, press all of this stuff. So we'll see.
Imagine
man.
telling Pirlo to press, bro. Imagine that.
Oh my days, man.
Oh, you're not in the team,
crazy,
bro.
Man.
You press, or you're not in the team. What?
You got to press. You got. You know what I mean, man? I remember Park Ji-sung, man. He marked Pirlo out of the game, man. You know what I'm saying? That was how football was like. I mean, you have to mark these kind of players. Now you have to press and you have to nullify them in different ways. You know what I mean? So, yeah, big up to Ada says maybe Hazard was right about you don't need to train. Now you still need to train. You know what I mean? Because Hazard could have had a couple more years in his game, man.
Hazard just didn't need to train. He was Hazard.
Hazard could have been more, though. His longevity could have been more. You know what I mean? He retired at 32,
yeah, but I've also put that down to him getting fouled consistently.
Nah, he invited his whole family to the Real Madrid thing, bro. That was it. Bro. That was their moment. We made it, guys. We all made it. All of them. His brothers that even played for other clubs came for that one, bro. We made it.
No,
that was it.
Still had to win the Champions League, win as many La Ligas as Ronaldo. My number 7 and all of that.
Bro, you're shameless, Lewis.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. But guys, make sure you like the video, people, man. There's not even 200 likes on the video, man. Let's get them likes up, people, man. If you're here right now watching, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
You might be like Hoyland in a league game. What is this?
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? That's crazy, guys, man. Let's get them likes up, man. We have to talk about the Tottenham allegations. CFC Pirates say Spurs cheating, strip the Audi Cup ASAP.
No, speaking of, I want my 2008 League Cup. I want the 08 League Cup back. We're coming for that trophy.
Hey, listen, you lot, give us something, man. It's been that long, and they're trying to take the only bit of silverware.
You want to take that joy from Patrick's memory? You lot are deep, bro. You can't.
I know. Is that how bad and tough times are? Like, you don't want to take
the tax collectors are here, bro.
Carling Cup off of us. Crazy. But yeah, like all jokes aside. Is it really?
Let me bring you up, Brendan. Let me bring you up,
please.
Patrick, people want to know that there's context here. So basically, exclusive from the Times reveals Spurs and Defoe appear to break agent rules, but FA did nothing. I think that was a deal from Portsmouth to Tottenham, was it? When he came back, because he came back, didn't he? Innit?
Yeah, that's it. When Harry Redknapp. So the actual statement or the line,
Redknapp. That's what you need to say, bro. Redknapp.
So the FA has said it's prepared to review evidence of potentially serious breach of agent rules in a transfer involving Tottenham Hotspur Portsmouth and Jermaine Defoe. So for me, it's like the FA already knew about this anyway, but now all of a sudden they're willing to dig up a dead grave or, you know, bring a skeleton out of the closet. So it's alleged that an unlicensed agent was involved in the transfer back in 2008. This was initially investigated. So exactly this, it was already investigated, but the FA took no disciplinary action against the alleged breaches. So it's something they knew about, had already looked into. That's why for me, I think it's a dead rubber. Like, nothing's going to happen. They already knew about it and they didn't do anything back then. So why now are you going to come, 20 years later, whatever it is, 18 years later, and then bring it? It's a bit of a weird one. I don't know. Maybe it is a slow news day. Maybe we need more football and more content, because I'm not sure about it. But it looks like Tottenham definitely did something. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, my team's whiter than white. It looks like, obviously, there was a bit of a dodginess between the agents. Harry Redknapp is definitely a wheeler and dealer. We all know that. That guy loved a little deal. So who knows, man? Who knows? But the FA knew about it. It's a bit of the weird one, and they just decided not to do anything. So this FA, I wish we had an independent body that actually regulated or governed the FA, because God knows how much dodgy stuff has been going on.
What are the penalties that they're saying potential?
They haven't said anything yet. Nothing yet.
Bro, no, I'm looking at it, and it's from what the article says it's unclear how much information was shared with the FA at the time, and no disciplinary action was taken. If there's new evidence which was not available at the time and which suggests serious breaches of our rules took place, we will review it. So basically, it's just yet again another non-story because we're in the international break. And all they've said is, if there's new evidence, we will review it. So they still need to find that evidence and then present it to the FA before this even becomes serious. It's just, the international break stinks. It's the same
Malta and North Macedonia. They're the reason for this. When those are your two fixtures, Malta and North Macedonia, that's what's going to happen. These dumbass stories.
Bro.
But City's going down now. We're going down now. Spurs are going down. Who's next?
And the only person that's actually been punished is Everton. No one's talking about the only team that's been punished, Everton.
What did you lot think?
Yeah, that's it.
You know what? When you saw that 10-point deduction, what did you lot think? I couldn't believe it. I can't lie to you. I was shocked.
Well, they admitted it, so that's the thing. The thing is, they admitted it, so it was kind of almost like a lose situation for them. But the problem is with me is, what do they do next now? How long does it take for them to kind of investigate City or Chelsea or whoever's involved next here? How long does it take them to get investigated? That's where I think a lot of the situation is coming down to, is that how long will it take? Will it happen? If it will happen? You know what I mean? Right now, we just have to wait.
Not being charged either. This is the thing. Like, our name always gets put up with Man City, but City have 115 charges on their name. We have 0.
City's
we're in the same position as Tottenham.
Ones.
We're in the same position as Tottenham.
That's a bit different. You lot
if there's evidence, we'll look at it. Well,
but you've given them the evidence, though, Lewis. That's the difference.
No, that's a different thing. That's for the last 3 years, and we already paid a fine of 8 million for that. This is something completely different from the Premier League. But it's again a case where if there is new evidence presented, then they will look at it. So until then, we're just here like, why are you talking about our clubs? We ain't done nothing, or you can't prove we've done anything. So, hey, we're here.
Yeah. Now listen, I'm curious in it, because, like I said, everybody's getting. You know what it is with these journalists, though. I think they've got a lot of stuff that they haven't reported that year, but they're now starting to bring it out now because it'll kind of sell newspapers, isn't it? Like these places, by the way, you can't read their news articles unless you subscribe for a month or whatever. So they want to now, while it's hot, now put it out, innit? You know what I'm saying? Like, why not? You know, I think that's the best thing to do now. If you've got any information now, dig it out. And also, there'll be whistleblowers as well. There'll be people out there that'll be saying, "Yo, I've got a thing here. If you want it, pay me a couple of grand." And these newspaper articles will say, "Right, you know, let's get them out now. Let's start digging stories out. Let's start putting it out while we can, because it's that kind of season now where everybody's talking about bans and stuff like that." Remember that French journalist when he came out and started revealing bare shit about French football.
Romain Molina or something like that.
Yeah, Romain Molina. I remember I was on a space for at least a couple of hours and bro, it was intense, man. It was intense. Like, you could see that there was bare shit coming. Obviously, nothing came into fruition, but you know what I mean. Like that's the sort of thing that they could do, man. You know what I'm saying? And they could expose.
There's another 4 days left. We'll see.
Tottenham sweating. And you know what's mad about Tottenham as well? They already have a case against them anyway. What's their Spurs owner? The tax stuff.
Oh,
What's
Joe
that all
Lewis.
about?
You know what?
Joe Lewis.
Yeah, but
You lot are just corrupt, man.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe Spurs do have to get relegated.
We stepped away
Bro.
from Joe Lewis. Like, even they knew this was coming, and he distanced himself from the club. So he's actually not been part of the club for a while. So they were smart with whatever was going on there.
Guilty by association, please.
Yeah, he's the sole. So yeah, Joe Lewis is. But even that's kind of gone quiet. I wonder what's going on with the Joe Lewis case. I had to Google Uncle Joe and see how he's doing, man. See what he's up to.
Yeah.
Free uncle.
I heard they might take away your free manager of the month away, man.
Bro, crazy, man. Crazy. Bro, listen, man, it's ugly everywhere, man. That's all I'm gonna say right now. It's ugly everywhere, man. You know what I mean? Listen, everyone gonna win their titles, man. Obviously, Tottenham, there's nothing much you get apart from Chelsea for that League Cup in 2008. You know what I mean? But it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Someone saying this, but big up agents says Spurs getting hit with the craziest karma recently. Hope they enjoyed good times for 3 months. It's mad.
Right, listen,
it's mad.
Chill out, man. People are acting like our season's done. It's really not. Chill. We're only in November. We still got a long way to go. We're still all right. We're only 2 points at the top of the league, by the way. 1 point behind the magnificent
Tottenham are
Arsenal,
back. Tottenham are here. The energy's back now.
We're still here. My energy's always been the same, to be fair. I've always been okay. Like, yes, it's a bit rocky, but fuck me, the way people are talking like our season's ended, it hasn't. We're still here. It's okay. It's okay, people. Look, AJ's laughing.
Next question. Are you still confident about your season though? Because I know you got a lot of injuries and but as you kind of go ahead now, is it kind of calmed down within the Tottenham fan base? Like, is it a bit more relaxed now? Because obviously before it was very, very kind of much of, you know what, we're panic stations, etc., etc.
No,
like, is
you
it
know what?
more chilled out now?
Sorry, I think there's two sets of Tottenham fans. You've got the fans like me who are a bit more like, fuck, things are a bit rocky right now, but we'll be okay. Then you have the guys that there's a lot of Tottenham fans that worry about everything. They always over worry. Everything's 10 times worse than what it is. And of course, it is bad when you lose Maddison, Van der Ven, Romero out for 3 games, Basuma's out for a game. It is a bit rocky, but I think we'll be all right, man. I think we'll be fine. And over the course of the season, every team's going to have injuries. Every team's going to have suspensions. Ours is a bit mad because it's happened all at once, but things will kind of even out. Obviously, as I've been saying to you guys all year, the strength in depth is a problem, and now it has come and bit us in the arse. But I do think we'll be okay, man. I do think we will never lead. The problem is, it depends again how realistic you were. If you thought Tottenham were going to win the league, then you're worried right now, innit? Because you know that Tottenham will probably drop points and the gap will become a lot wider with your Arsenals, Liverpools, Man Cities. For me, I never ever envisioned Tottenham winning the league, even when we were doing really well, top of the league, all of that stuff. So I'm okay. I think we're finished 4th. I still think the gap between City, Arsenal, and Liverpool will be quite considerable, and then we'll finish 4th below those teams. Those 3 teams, in my opinion, will be battling for the league, and we'll be below them. But I still think we've got more than enough to finish 4th, especially when the guys come back. So yeah.
I don't like realistic Pat. I don't like this guy, man. I prefer delusional Pat. Brazen, chest out, Pat. That's what we need. We need a bit of Deji in you, bro.
My chest is out. I still think we're more than capable to finish 4th. But like, come on, man, you got to be realistic. Liverpool are really good, and their forward line is very is mental. Arsenal look balanced. They haven't really impressed me going like last year. Arsenal come out the blocks. They were flying. They were electric. They were blowing teams away. This year, Arsenal's still a good team, but they're more balanced. And Man City, they're always going to click into gear and just go mental. Those 3 teams are definitely better, in my opinion. And then you got Tottenham. I think we're definitely the 4th best team. Even we've lost 2 games, innit? Even though it looks mad, we've only lost those 2 games. So if you put it into context, it's not as bad as people are making it out. We need to beat Villa on Sunday, though. We really do. And that's going to be a tough one. But we need to stop the rot, get back to winning ways, and just take 1 game at a time, really. That's all I can say.
I think if you're in and about of the group come January, I think you will make a couple. You still got a little bit of change from the Harry Kane thing. I think you lot will be all right. But this next 5 games in particular, this little period, it's going to be tense, man.
Yeah, it's tough. We got Aston Villa. Then we go away to Man City.
Unai Emery.
Then we've got West Ham. Then we've got Newcastle. It's mental. Then it gets a bit easier. I think the fifth game is a bit easier, but those 4 back to back are nuts. So yeah,
Wasn't
Forest.
Emery undefeated against Spurs?
Yeah, probably. He did a double on us last year. I know he did. I remember New Year's Day, I was fuming. I rushed to get to the ground. I was away, come back on New Year's Day, and we got smashed 2-0. And they absolutely ran us ragged. McGinn looked like a fucking world beater. Like, we had 2 in midfield, Conte system, and they had 3, and they just overran us. And it was bad. It was really bad. So yeah,
Now they got some tough players, man.
they got a good
Diaby,
team,
etc.,
man.
etc. Like,
They got a good
bro,
team,
it's
man.
gonna be serious, man. It's gonna be serious, man. Like I said, you know what I mean. I think the
That's a
Premier League
tough
now,
game.
we gonna find out. This is where I love the Premier League, though. It's between now and till January. That's where you can see where the Premier League kind of shapes up in terms of what it is gonna be. Like I don't know, man. I'm excited, man. You get me? I'm excited, obviously, for
Are
different
you though,
reasons.
Saeed? Are you?
No, I'm not
Why you know,
excited,
but
but for the Premier League,
low key,
not
United
for
are in the
me.
best form. I saw a thing. The last 5 games.
Yeah,
Nah,
true.
mate,
Nothing to worry about, man.
We're gonna get
That's
found out, man.
4 out
We're
of
gonna get
6.
found out.
4 out of 6
Yeah,
games or
Bro,
something.
we got
Always
low
at
key,
6.
Sai's cooking. He
Bro,
knows it.
Aye.
Nah, listen,
That's why he's excited about
That's why he's
December,
saying
fans.
it.
You get me?
Oh yeah, informed
Nah,
team in
Can't
the
wait
league.
for this.
Yeah.
Can't wait for this.
nah, mate. Listen,
It's like
listen,
man got the
Hag
trim
time.
ready, everything, bro. Big up
nah,
Saeed,
mate.
man.
There ain't no. Listen,
Hey,
we're gonna be homeless over that period, man. We're gonna be homeless, mate. Yeah, we're gonna be saying, yo, give me 3 points here and there. Nah, we're playing Everton. You know, Everton's gonna come in and they're gonna be here for a top final. You know, they've been deducted points. They're gonna come in. It's the worst possible game to play against Everton. You know, apparently they got protests lined up. Apparently they got flares lined up. Apparently it's gonna be a madness. And when you play that against Man United, which they always crumble under pressure, bro, listen, it's a recipe for disaster, man. You get me? So I don't know, man. Ten Hag at
mate.
the
Bit of
minute, you know
Bruno
what I mean?
ball though,
He's
you'll be good. You'll be good.
well, listen,
Yeah.
Bruno, man. I don't know, mate. I don't know.
Scored for
Well,
Portugal this
Out of
week.
nowhere.
Portugal. Who did we play against? Who did we play against? Portugal. Come on, man. International. I don't think international football. Look at Southgate, man. Man is struggling against North Macedonia. What's going on, man? I don't take international football seriously, man.
I didn't
Come
even
on,
watch
man.
that last game. I knew it was gonna be
Bruv,
dead.
joke.
No,
Bruv,
I didn't
if
watch
I
either
if
game.
if I'm
Couldn't
Harry
even
Kane,
bother.
I'm pissed. When I scored, I would have started shouting at everyone. You need me to come on to score? Like, what's this, you lot, man? Are you lot for real? I would have been fuming when I came on. Like, I'm coming on 60th minute away from home at Macedonia. You're not taking the piss out of me. Nah, man. These are jokers. Southgate's a clown, man.
Bro, he's a clown, isn't it? He's a clown, man. You get me?
I
Like,
just
you
checked
know
the
what it is,
lineup.
man.
I saw Cole Palmer wasn't starting. I'm like, I'm not watching. Pointless.
yeah. Yeah, nah, listen, man, it's peak, man, it's peak. I can't lie to you, man. But what else are you not saying though in terms of Premier League? Nigel, man, talk to me about Arsenal, man. What are you saying, man? Are you looking forward to the league and that? Are you
Look,
title race? Who's gonna catch Man City, man? You know what I mean? It's gonna be an interesting period now. They got a few injuries, you know, as well, you know. So
who's City?
come on, Arsenal. Yeah, it's
Uh,
City. Got a couple of
Do you know
injuries.
what? With Arsenal, this is what I say. We've not started cooking yet, and for me, the key to us not cooking is that man that this Lewis's team dashed us this summer. Kai Havertz, he's just stinking up our fucking midfield right now.
Thank you
I've never got on the Kai Havertz bandwagon. I can never do it, and there's no fans that can convince me of any combination of words you want to put together about his numbers in the air and all that stuff. I paid 65 million for a game changer, not a guy that can win some fucking headers. Excuse my language, sorry, because I'm that frustrated by him. He's making our whole
What about
midfield.
left back Havertz though?
Hey, it just shows that everybody doesn't, not even him knows where his position is. Everybody is just confused for this brother. But yeah, Arteta seems to figure out a way. He needs to figure out a way, or just drop him like everyone is asking him for. But for me, what I'm encouraged by about Arsenal is, even though we're not cooking due to our midfield and it's not clicked yet, and I don't think we can win the league unless that midfield clicks at some point this season, which means someone else needs to be added into that. But what Arteta showed us is we can win in different ways, which is the encouraging part of this. We've won in various different ways without clicking. We're still in the mix of things. So if we could just fix that midfield, it could be a great season. But this is a big if. We need to find our way to scrape to January, still in the mix, and we have to sign a central midfielder. Have to. Over an Ivan Toney, we need a central midfielder right now. If I had to pick the two,
that was a question, you know. Ivan Toney or Vlahovic. That was the kind of topic today on everywhere. Obviously, Chelsea need a striker still. I think for me, they need one more striker. But Vlahovic, I like Vlahovic.
Nigel, talk to us. Who would you want though? What CM?
If you refuse my club, that is it. jog on. We don't want anything to do with you again. Don't, because the chips are down now. You don't like what's going on in Juventus. You had your shot, bro. You wanted to play Champions League football. How did that work for you? Played 1 year and you're on the sideline again. What's happening? So you stay and rot in Turin. So Ivan Toney, I know he's been 6 months out of professional football, but if I had to pick one of the two, Prem proven at the peak of his career, probably with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder after the betting situation, I'd pick him. But if my manager gives me one player in January, one player, for me, it has to be that central midfielder, because until that is fixed, my team will not click.
And who
if we didn't have, that's the thing. I'm honestly, I don't know, bro. I actually don't know.
What about everyone's talking about Douglas Luiz from Aston Villa? What about? You were linked to him before. That's the kind of shout at the moment.
Look, yeah, I would take him, but I still think there's better options as a box to box for me. I would take him though. I would take him, not because everyone's better than Jorginho there for me, but that's for another stream.
Jorginho, man, that's crazy, man. Jorginho Subimedi as well. He plays for Real Sociedad as well. But again,
I think he's too much of a 6 for me. I think we need an 8, someone that can play that 8 role, man. Because as much as I like,
ain't Rice kind of playing in that 8 role right now?
Okay, so
what you want him to do.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I do believe there's still an attacking threat that Rice hasn't really fully unlocked yet. But I'm not confident in him as an 8 to rely on him for the rest of the season. But I think he has the ability. And he looks very comfortable in that 6 role. He's the only reason why we're in the top 3 rather than 10th position right now. He's been that important to us this season. He's basically single-handedly carried our midfield. So I'd prefer him in the 6 for now. And if we have an 8, we can pick and choose what games we give him that role rather than force him to play in that 8. Because I'm not sure about him yet in that 8, but I do think he's got the ability to eventually get there, but just not yet.
No, 100%. People say Rice is a pure 6. You know what it is? Again, he's so flexible because he's so good technically. Yeah, he can play both, man. He can sit, he could go, he could do the box to box. He's such a like. If you look at Conor Gallagher, right now, he's not. Everyone thought he was a 6, but now everybody's saying he's a 10. So you know what I mean?
He should have never been playing the 6 to begin with.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's got an engine on him, innit?
He's got an engine. Yeah, he has got an engine, but a lot of people
like McTominay as well,
like McTominay is not a 6, but we played it for a 6 for so many years. There's so many positions that you kind of look at players and you think to yourself, right, we've misprofiled these players. Like they're not what they are. They're not 6s. They're not 8s. They are this sort of player, or they're playing a 10, or they could be a kind of a play behind a striker. Like, and this is where football's becoming, because we don't know, because it's so regimented and it's so system based. It's one of them. Like, yeah, McTominay was a striker in academy. Yeah, it's true. You know, and obviously he gets to the latter part of his career, and then he becomes all of a sudden a sitting midfielder. He's not a sitting midfielder, you know. So it's mad, man. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And Nigel, I know you have to go in a minute, man. But big up to you, man, for coming on, man. I appreciate you coming on.
Thanks
man,
for having me, man. And before I go, Saeed, you need to speak to Ten Hag. Get McTominay, Scotty too hotty, captain material. Get him up, man.
Listen.
Big up, everyone. Smash the like button, everyone.
Big up, bro.
Big up, man.
Take it easy, guys.
Big up, bro. Love, man. Love. What are you saying there, Lewis? Though, Chelsea running. Are you confident about Pochettino coming in now? What's the feeling among Chelsea fans now? Is it? What's the latest?
What you said a few weeks ago is true. We play better against the better teams, but we also struggle against the low blocks. So it's like, okay, we've done well in the run of games that we've had, but Everton, Wolves, Sheffield United, let's cross those bridges first, and I'll see how I feel about Pochettino. But he's done well over the last few weeks. Not anything to complain about. I think we've improved in the games that we've played. We're starting to look like we have a bit of a clinical edge to us. Just keep getting results. That's all I can ask for. Keep getting results.
You know what it is with me, with Chelsea? I think Nkunku is going to be the key man here. You know, how Nkunku impacts the team, how he gives them a bit of goals in there. I think Chelsea just need to destroy teams, man. I feel like for me, I get it, low block, they struggle and whatnot, but if they can get Nkunku back, I think they could be a real force, man. I don't know where they finish the season. I'm still struggling to really pinpoint where Chelsea will finish the season. I don't know where did I predict Chelsea to finish? I think I predicted them to finish 5th. I think it was 5th, you know. to finish fifth this league. But Patrick, have you seen positive signs? I know you a bit salty last time, but have you seen positive signs from Chelsea?
Why do you have to throw that last bit in about the saltiness?
No, because you did, man. You did, bro. You weren't rating the Pochettino and that. You get me? You weren't really rating them, man.
No, you know
You're
what?
saying, nah, man, they're rubbish still.
It's a couple of weeks. I've allowed.
You got over it. You got over it. You got over it, yeah.
No, you know what? To be fair, Lewis said it a long time ago, and he's right. Chelsea do raise their games for the better teams. Chelsea are, in theory, a good team in terms of the components, but it's just the execution is where they've struggled. So against the low blocks, the rubbish teams that say rubbish, with all due respect, the teams that are not as good, they've obviously struggled to take their chances. They've raised their game definitely, but the challenge will be for Chelsea is when they know they're the better team and they've got all of the ball and they have all these chances, will they take them? Will they be ruthless, or will they kind of do what they're doing and get hit on the counter like a Brentford did? Because against Brentford, they pretty much bossed that game and ended up losing 2-0, I think it was. And that's because they didn't take their chances. Brentford caught them on the counter again. And then you're looking at the scoreline like, what? And Chelsea literally had the game in their hands for the whole game, but just didn't capitalize on it. So it will be interesting. But to be fair, it's a weird one because when they had that run of games, the tough run, it was like, oh, where are the next points coming from? And I even said at the time, football's crazy. They will get some points. Annoyingly, it was against us as well where they got the win. But fair play to them, man. They did what they needed to do. It is a difficult one to call. I don't know, because consistency is key. And at the moment, Chelsea aren't consistent. So after a couple more run of games, I'll be able to give you a better indication of where I think they're finished. But as it stands, they're getting better, which is obviously what you want. So we'll see on it. We'll see. I don't have them in my top 4, possibly top 6, but I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one. I can't really call them. They're a hard team to judge. So yeah, I don't know. So I've not really answered the question, but they've done well in the games. You know, I mean, to score 4 goals against Manchester City is crazy, but to score 4 goals and not get a win is even crazier. Like, you don't score 4 goals against City and not get the whole. It's a weird one, but they did well in that game, to be fair. When Rodri scored, I thought, cool, game over, and then they still found something to come back into it. So you got to give them credit for that. What are your next set of fixtures, Lewis? After
let me get them up now.
Newcastle, Brighton, United,
tough,
and Everton.
Okay, so it's some tough games, man. Tough games. So they're not out of the woods yet. But yeah, Brighton.
Yeah, they got tough fixtures, man.
Yeah,
even
Newcastle,
Everton one is even more spicy.
Fair,
all
of these games are kind of favourable for Chelsea. They're gonna like that because Newcastle will come and play, Brighton will definitely come and play, and United will come and play, and that kind of will play into Chelsea's hands because they like teams to obviously push up, and it's the teams like Sheffield and Everton where they'll probably struggle as opposed to the other teams. So I don't know. They could get quite a few wins in these next run of games, to be fair. So but that like count is disgraceful, man. How you got 625?
Yeah, let's get the likes up, man.
Come on, man.
I don't know, man. People are just they're pre-ing the content, man. I don't know, man. Guys, if you can help me, you know what I mean? It helps the channel massively, man. You know, that's the only way the channel can grow. Yeah, man. Don't be stingy with the likes, man.
Literally takes 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Both like it.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, like the video, man. In terms of the other best of the rest, we've got Aston Villa and Brighton and Newcastle. What are you, man, saying about them three? Because obviously they're going to be the ones that are going to be the biggest threat to us getting Champions League football. Because I can't lie, Aston Villa, how long can they keep on doing it? Like, continue their form? You know,
I think Aston Villa are the biggest threat, you know, in my opinion.
Yeah, you reckon?
Yeah, 100%. Unai Emery is a top manager. He's got them playing a good brand of football. They scored the second most amount of goals in the league after Man City. They I mean, even if you look at this calendar year, how many games they've won, they're a good team, man. Brighton have kind of faded away over the last couple of games, but Villa, even though they're in Europe, they're still putting up numbers. Ollie Watkins, 6 goals, say 8 goals or whatever it is, 5 assists. You know, you brought in Diaby. They've got Pau Torres now at the back. They've got, they're probably the biggest threat, in my opinion, out of all the teams. They look good. Matty Cash is looking good on the wing. Dinya's looking good. Emi Martinez, I'm still on the fence about him. I know people say he's a top goalkeeper. For me, the jury's out. I see him make a lot of clangers, even though he won best goalkeeper of the year, obviously, because of Argentina. But I'm not sure about him. But all in all, they've got a good team, man. John McGinn, very underrated as well. Good player.
Yeah.
I like them. I can't lie. I like them. I think they're a good team.
100%. Big up to Fator. He says we should be all right. Wednesday night away, there'll be carnage. Saeed, you better be pulled up. I'll pull up, Saeed. Don't worry. Listen, I'll be there, man. Don't worry, Fator, man. Don't worry about us, man. We will be there. We will be there, man. You know the ones there. But now I think you know what it is with me with Newcastle. It depends on their Champions League as well. They've got Champions League fixtures in between games as well. Are they going to go for the Champions League, or are they going to say, you know what, we're not really in for that, and we're just going to chill. We're just going to relax. You know what I
The
mean?
injuries for me though, Saeed. The injuries. They got a lot of injuries, man. Newcastle.
Yeah, but I think Isaac's back for the Chelsea game. Trippier's back as
Yeah.
well. So that's
Yeah.
their two. Obviously, they've got Tonali who's out, so that's a different one in there. But
Callum Wilson's
some
out
of
for
their
a
players
little
are coming
while
back
as well.
slowly and slowly. But they haven't
Wilson
got
got
a
injured.
squad enough, deep enough. That's the problem with them. They don't have a deep enough squad. That's why they need to go into January and go and get players in. But I think for me, listen, man, it's going to be a threat either way, man. I think ultimately, you know, every team now is going to cause problems, man. Look at Bournemouth; they beat Newcastle out of nowhere, man. The Premier League is, you know, you put your guard down and you're gone, mate. You know what I'm saying to you? So you've got to
Bro,
be careful in this
even
Premier League,
Luton,
man.
even Luton have, Luton gave Liverpool a scare. Even you guys only beat them 1-0. We only beat them 1-0.
Yeah.
Like any team on their day can get something
Being
out of a
3-0.
game.
Yeah.
That was probably your resurgence. That was the game where you lot. That's the game that gave you your confidence to then
That's
go on.
still
Yeah.
our only home league win.
Wow,
That's
man,
mad.
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Chelsea's home record is a shambles, man. Chelsea's home record is a shambles. Luton almost beat Liverpool as well. Yeah, you're spot on. You get me. So I don't know, man. I think for me, it's got to be every 3 points is precious, man. You got to avoid the draws as well. The draws are the ones that kill you the most as well. I know losses are bad, yeah, but if you keep drawing games, that's where it gets peaked, man. So we'll see, man. We'll see. But
Losing
listen,
2
people, we're
points
gonna
can
wrap
feel
up.
like 3.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, absolutely. But listen, people, we're going to wrap up here, man. I appreciate everybody who joined in today. Like I said, man, make sure you like the video on your way out. Sorry we couldn't have the full panel, but listen, life gets in the way and we make do with what we have. I probably will do the Argentina watch along. Yeah, I might do it, 12:30. Decent time as well.
I'm just trying to find
Argentina
a channel
Brazil.
myself. I might run it too.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So make sure, people, if you want to tune in later on for the Watch Along mine and Carefree Lewis's channel, I might do it later on. So make sure you tune in. Big up to Carefree Lewis and Patrick. Big up to you, man, for coming on, man.
Yeah, big up, guys. And yeah, some content will be around tomorrow or Thursday. Just depends on news. Like, I've been taking this international break like a little holiday. But we will be back.
It's been dead.
Yeah, I just thought better not to force it. And
Yeah.
might as well just let it run.
I hear that. I've been chilling. But yeah, Chatty Patty Pods are now out. So everyone that's watching this, click on the link, head to my channel, subscribe. A lot of content. Am I still here? Hey.
Yeah.
Just quick segments, 30 minutes here, 40 minutes there every week. Quite fun. If you're a Spurs fan, obviously a fan of, just watching a bit of good content, just follow me up, man. But yeah, this has been fun, man. It's been good.
All right.
Good.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah, man. So yeah, next week I'll be here talking about a win against Aston Villa, talking about stopping the rot, talking about Tottenham are back. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it.
Facts, man. Big up, man. Big up to everybody here. Make sure you like the video, and I'll see you later on, people. Take care. Bye-bye.